Hi everyone. So we still have 30 seconds and we can start, right? So I'm Paarth Gupta and I'll be your educator for DBMS. Okay, so I have taken a lot of classes before also on DBMS, and this will be the continuation to that. And what all things we have discussed, what all things we'll be discussing, I'll take that as well. I'll take other doubts. I'll try to cover most of the things in this video. And yes, we only have two classes, that is first on Saturday and other on Sunday. So Saturday, Sunday 7:30. So I give you 1 week to prepare for your theory from other educators. We have really good educators with us, and then on weekends we can have some practice sessions, we can take up your doubts. And yes, this is what I have been planning. Okay, so hi Shantanu. So I think yes, Sunday you were missing. So on Sunday we have discussed a very good question, and I'll take up that question again. That question, okay, so when I discuss that question, I would want you to be very much sharp in that question. Okay, so that is question number 2 in today's slides. Okay, that is a very good question from my side. So I'll just take up this very briefly. So Unacademy also has a subscription platform, as you guys know. So Unacademy provides you with let me tell you, yeah, so Unacademy provides you with different programs, so 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, 12 months and 24 months. Just keep in mind, if you are preparing for GATE and you have not taken up any particular proper structured course, then you can take from this is my recommendation. If you are financially sound and you are looking for a proper structured course material, then you should go for a 12 months course for GATE, because at least 12 months are required to crack GATE. Okay, talking about 12 months, the course fee is around 25,000, but you can take a 10% discount using my promo code. Okay, so after using the promo code, this 25,000 boils down to 22,500, which in turns is 1,875 per month. Okay, just two conditions: you should be properly thorough that you want to pursue GATE as a final option, that you are very much clear that आपको GATE करना ही करना है, number 1, and number 2, you should be financially sound. You don't have to take a loan or something like that. If you're financially sound, you can afford this much amount of money, then you should definitely go for a structured course instead of just chasing for material here and there. Okay, I would request everyone that you can recommend my promo code to anyone and everyone who needs, so that they can take a 10% discount. Okay, so this was all about it. And so yes, we have already taken, I think, 7 to 8 practice sessions, and we'll be taking 2 more this weekend. And what I am planning actually is, out of these topics, so these are the total topics that we have to cover. Okay, out of these, I think we have already covered ER model, relational model, conversion and relational algebra in a very great depth. Okay, we have taken a lot of normalization questions. That is why I wanted to switch something and wanted to do something different. Okay, this time, so what I have done is I have taken some questions from normalization, I have taken some questions from SQL. Okay, I'm pretty sure the normalization part will be finished up tomorrow. So some questions today and some questions tomorrow, and normalization will be done. So the SQL part, I think it will need 3 to 4 classes, so I think it will go to next week as well. And then we can take up SQL and transaction control. Okay, so what I'm planning is within 6 to 8 classes. To be frank, 8 classes is like 1 whole month of October, and what I'm planning is, in that 1 month of October, we'll try to cover up all these, finish up all the database stuff. Good evening, Pooja. So for all the people who are joining for the first time, what we'll do is we'll cover 12 to 14 questions today, and with each question I'll give you 2 to 3 minutes to solve the question. And in between the question, if you have some other doubt, some general doubt or some other question, you can ask that as well, or else you can properly solve these questions. Okay, in GATE exam also you'll get 2 to 3 minutes to solve, so we'll give you 2 to 3 minutes to solve each and every question. Okay, I can see a few people joining, so Preeti is also with us. Yeah, so without wasting much of your time, so let's start. Okay, yeah, so this is the first question that I wanted to discuss. For all the people, I can see a lot of people online right now. The second question which is coming after this is one of the most important questions that I found out in normalization. I would request everyone to solve the second question, and then if you want to leave, you guys can leave in between. Okay, yeah. So first, this is the base question for that next question. I want you guys to solve this question. This is not that difficult. And in between, as I said, we'll keep a 3-minute count. If in between you guys have any doubts, you can ask. This is the easy one. And one more thing that I missed, that once you mark the option, you should write in the comment section, and the other thing is that you should also tell the explanation that why you think it is. Okay, okay, so Shantanu says it's option A. I'll just wait for 1 more minute and then we can discuss. I hope I'm audible and it's clear as well. You guys are not facing any issue. Okay, yeah. So we'll just briefly discuss this question because the next question is pretty much important. Let's discuss this. So when I talk about dependency preserving, okay, so the only aim here is that the dependencies that we have before the decomposition, all the dependencies we should have after the decomposition as well. Okay, in this question it was very much easily clear that when you decompose a database from this to this, you'll have the first dependency, and when you break the database from this to this, you'll have a second dependency as well. Okay, so it was very much clear that the dependencies are preserved in this case. Okay, when we talk about lossless join, we talk about the intersection part. Here you can see the MN and PQ does not have anything in common. So when we try to bring that decomposition back to the original form, you'll obviously do not have a proper join. Okay, and that proper property we known as losslessness. Here when you don't have a common property, we say that it is not a lossless join. Therefore option A is correct. I hope it's clear. If you guys still have any doubts pertaining to this question, you guys can ask in the comment section. Now I want to discuss a question that we discussed last time, but we discussed I think in a pretty wrong manner, and therefore I want to discuss this question again. This is a very good question. This is the best question I found in the normalization section. Okay, yeah. Yeah, sure. So I'll discuss this question in a very detailed manner, because this question I discussed last time, but I think everyone was making some mistakes, and obviously I made a blunder as well. So I just wanted to clear that blunder. And yes, this question clearly tells us what when we say dependency preserving is and lossless join is. So I would request all the people who are online right now, Pooja, maybe Sushantanu is here, Pooja, and everyone right now here should solve this question in a very good manner. So Deepak was also having questions regarding this, but I think he's not here. Okay. Okay, so option B. So Shantanu, you are saying lossless join, but not dependency preserving. Okay, how can you say it is a lossless join first? My question back to you, because I want to clearly explain your. I want to find out कि आपके जो concepts हैं उसमें कहाँ गलती हो रही है. B is not correct. Okay, B is not correct. So I want to know that why you think it is a lossless join. Okay, number one. And number two, I want to know why you think it's not dependency preserving as well. We'll discuss this question in a very good detail, so that anyone who is going through this video afterwards itself, unko bhi koi issue na ho. But B is not correct. So tell me the explanation, and then I'll guide you to the correct option. For all the other people who are watching, please try to solve this question. This is a very good question. So I can see new people joining. Hi everyone. Can I know who has joined? Another question for Shantanu. So if we have R1 here and R2 here and we try to merge them. Okay, so Shantanu has commented something, that first point B is common, but B is not the key, so not lossless. I think for dependency preserving, I think there is a breaking into R1 and R2, the dependencies might change. Okay, so Shantanu, then according to your explanation, it should be this, right? Option D. Yes, because you're saying it's not lossless, and it's non-dependency preserving as well. So you say option D, right? So I can see few more people joining. Can I know who all are joining? And I would request you guys to solve this question. This is a very good question. So Shantanu says option D. This is what we discussed, Shantanu, in the previous class, but unfortunately this is also not correct. And you would be amazed to know that completely opposite option A is correct here. So completely opposite. So this is why I wanted to discuss this question, because everyone agreed in the previous class that it is neither dependency preserving and nor the lossless join. But this question has some very deep understanding, and we'll discuss how this question proves to be dependency preserving and lossless join both. Okay, so we'll go one by one. First, we'll see about R1 and R2. So we'll go with the lossless join first. Okay, so when I say lossless join, we'll try to merge these three relations back. So when I try to merge these three relations back, so we try to merge them. So we'll have a okay, we'll have a B, and we'll have a C. Now the question is, till this point it is lossless join. Okay, so when I say using this dependency B gives C, B is the key to this table. Okay, and if B is the key to this table, then this join becomes a lossless join. I hope this point it's clear that formation of A, B, C till this point is lossless. Okay, now coming to the point when I say we try to merge them. Okay, so A, B, C, D. Now the only way, so yes, Shantanu is just following it properly. Shantanu, अगर आपको किसी भी पॉइंट पे डाउट होगा, so please do ask me. अब अगर हम बात करें इस join की, if we talk about this join where we are trying to combine A, B, C and B, D, we see that B is the common attribute. Okay, and the only thing that will make this as not lossless, is that B should be a key to one of the tables. Okay, so B should be the key to one of the table, but we see that B giving us D is not here, and B will definitely not give us A because A is not here as well. Okay, so this, a lot of students make a mistake, and I also made a mistake last time and made this join a not lossless join. Okay, but if we see clearly from these four dependencies, what is actually happening is you can deduce this new dependency. Okay, we can deduce this new dependency, which is B is giving you D. Okay, now this dependency is not given directly to you, but given these dependencies, D can uniquely classify D. Okay, and if B can uniquely classify D, then B will act as a key when we form a table with B comma D. Okay, with this dependency, which was not given to us but is explicitly formed out of the given dependencies, we can say that in this table B can definitely act as a key, and if B can act as a key, then this join will become a lossless join. Okay, I hope this point is clear first. So the second part we have discussed that how this question is a lossless join. If it's clear, then we can move forward. Oh yes, now clear. I should have taken properties into consideration. Yes. So for all the people who will be watching afterwards, this is the proper way to think about it, and this is a very good question. We have just discussed half of it. Okay, now we will see how it is dependency preserving. Okay, a very good point that is made here is that we have a dependency AB here. So if I give this AB dependency to this part, and this B giving you C dependency to this part, and D giving me B dependency to this part, with only these three dependencies, it is not possible to come up with the fourth dependency. Okay, with these three dependencies, it's not possible to make up the fourth dependency, but the dependency that we have used here, explicit dependency that we have used here, if we put this dependency also here. Okay, now taking 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 dependencies, out of these 5 dependencies we have placed 4 dependencies into the decomposition. Okay, now using these 4 dependencies, I am able to build this dependency out of the blue. Okay, if I use this dependency, for example, B giving me C and I have B giving me D as well and D giving me B, then obviously C giving me D has been constructed from these 4 dependencies. Therefore, all the dependencies that were given to us will be preserved after this decomposition as well, using this property that we have explicitly obtained from these dependencies. Okay, so this is a tricky thing to digest, but I would give you 1 minute to think about it. If you are not clear, then we can discuss about it again after erasing it. Just take a minute and then we can discuss. So I can see a new people joining. Please solve this question. This is a good question. For Shantanu, are you clear how this question becomes a dependency preserving part? This dependency preserving part is clear to you? Yes, so it's clear to you. This was the question that I wanted to discuss, and we have discussed this question now. I'll just give 1 more minute if anyone joining right now has a doubt, and then we can move forward. So I would request you guys to make all the dependencies present here. Okay, I'll just give one more thing, one more very good point to you, Shantanu. When I divide this A comma B, you have to think about A giving you B and B giving you A as well. Okay, for example, here A giving you B is here, and there is no way you can get B giving you A. Okay, whereas when I talk about BC here, B giving you C and C giving you B is also here via these dependencies. Okay, C giving you D, D giving you B. Therefore, when you decompose R2, so R2 will have not just B giving you C dependency, it will also have C giving you B dependency. Okay, and these dependencies in the end will help you decide whether all the dependencies that were there beforehand are preserved or not. Okay, so try to think broader and go proper via proper channeling. Okay, so without wasting much time, if it's clear to you, Shantanu, we'll move forward to the next question. Yeah. So a theoretical question, this is asked because a lot of time DBMS, easy DBMS questions are directly asked this way. So I can see a few people online, but they're not going for the options. That's not good. If you're here, you want to practice questions, please try for these questions and try to solve these questions. This will help you in a longer run. So okay, so we have Shravani as well. So I think Shantanu might not. Most of the people don't know about what all these stuff are. So I have taken down some notes. So for Shravani, hi Shravani, I think you're attending the class for the first time. This option is correct. For all the people who don't know about it, this is the short notes that I have taken it from a website. So if you it's not very important, but I would say a lot of time when paper is set, some easy questions have to be added. Okay, and when we talk about easy questions come from theory directly. Okay, so that you have to know what is a DML, what is a DDL, and what is actually DBA. Okay, and all these things are very easy. You have to just know about what's the difference between a definition language and a manipulation language. If you are so I won't get in detail. Yeah, so DML, the correct option here is DML. And for Shravani, I would request you to solve this question. This is a very good question. You can solve this, and if you face any difficulty, we can take up the doubts tomorrow. Okay, as far as answers are concerned, yes, option B is correct. So you guys can take down this after the video completes, and yes, this will be helpful for you guys. Okay, we'll move forward with the next question. And I can see few more people joining. If you guys have any questions, any general questions as well, you guys can post them in the comment section. While people are solving the questions, we can take up and discuss those questions as well. Okay, nothing of that sort. I want to discuss some easy questions from SQL first, because we have a lot of questions to deal with in SQL, difficult one as well. But a lot of times we are not very much familiar with the basic syntax, basic stuff. That is why I have taken some easy questions first, and then we can take up the tougher ones. As far as normalization is concerned, we are just left with, I think, 7 to 8 last 7 to 8 questions, and then we can close that up and then try to pick up SQL and transactions from next weekend. So tomorrow we'll be finishing off with normalization, few questions, and from SQL. And I hope you guys are solving this question as well. So let me make it very much straightforward for you. When I say table and table are here, so this option cannot be correct, because it is the easiest query that you read. This is the first query that comes up while reading. Now you have to select between 3, right? So there is a very small thing, very small theoretical thing that you guys should know. Okay, I'll give you guys 1 more minute and then we can clean up. Okay, so Shantanu says it's B. Shantanu, why do you think it's B? That will be helpful. That will be helpful for the people who watches it afterwards, right? Who watches your comments, and they can sync up with it. Yeah, so I'll just tell very quickly that whenever we use this operation, okay, so we have to have on what operations that we want to do. Okay, you cannot just use a count star on anything. You have to first group by your relation, and then on grouping, on the level of grouping that you have done, you can have a count star. Okay, this is a very basic thing that everyone should know, and this is why I wanted to introduce to this first. If I face this issue while writing stored procedure in my organization, so I remember it. Oh, cool. So whenever we use a count star, we have to go by a group by. Okay, so you have to first group by something, and then you can go for a count star, else you cannot. This is the very basic thing. So it's good for you also that you have experience facing this issue. And yeah, so without wasting much time, we can move forward. Yeah. Yeah, you can use the alias names as well. Correct. Can see few people joining. Hi everyone, please try to solve these questions. These are very helpful for improving your GATE rank. Sorry. So this question is about two operations, which is a having operation and a group by operation, and I have just put these questions P and S. So you mean option B. So according to Shantanu, it's option B. I'll just wait for 30 more seconds if anyone else wants to just comment the answer. So when I say, so first let's talk about S, which is talking here, and R and S. So we already discussed that whenever we are using a group by, okay, yeah, so whenever we are using a group by, it is very important to know about this thing, right? That whenever you use a group by, it's not important. Okay, the correct option to this question is option B. So I would it would be good if people start writing that we should wait or not, but option B is correct here, which is pretty straightforward to me, because whenever I say an SQL query has a having clause, it does not, correct, right? Yeah, P and S are correct. These are very basic things that I don't know how to explain as well, and I don't have the reason also that why we can't use and why we cannot use, because that is what we call a syntax. Okay, a lot of new people joining as well. Guys, you can solve this question maybe afterwards, but the correct answer to this question is option B. In this question we talked about a having clause and a group by clause, what all things you can have in a having clause and what all things you cannot have in a group by clause. Okay, yeah, we'll move forward to the next question, and I can see a few more people joining. So this is a proper SQL question that you can expect in the GATE exam. I can see new people joining. Hi everyone. Can you just comment in the comment section that who all are online and try to solve this question. There is some lag in the comments as well. That is why if you guys have any questions, I can take up those questions as well in between. I hope Shantanu you are solving this question, so I'll give you some more time. For all those people who watch it afterwards, you guys can pause the video, solve it, and then see the answer. Okay, that is pretty much straightforward. So Shantanu says it's option B. Okay, so I can see 4 or 5 more people online. If you guys want to solve this question, you guys can solve this question. Option B is the correct indeed. So I'll just take a very quick overview of what's happening here. So what we are doing here is select b.age from B, where B name is Arun. So what we have done is we have found here B data, we have gone to the database B here and we try to found Arun. Okay, we did not found any Arun here. Okay, so what will return in this select is none. Okay, so none of the so it's empty here. And when I say greater than all, so this is null here, so obviously all the ages will be greater than null. Okay, so therefore what would happen is select a.id. Now you're selecting the IDs from table A, where a.age is greater than something which is 0. You can consider it as 0. Now what happens here is all these 3 rows are selected and you just want IDs. So therefore what happens here is the tuples that get selected is 1, 2 and 3. All that, so complete table A is selected from here. Therefore option B is correct. Okay, yeah, so this is the very brief overview of the question. If you guys have any question, you guys can ask. I won't waste Shantanu's time, therefore I'll just move forward to the next question. If you guys have questions, you guys can ask and then we can come back always. Another good tricky question, easy tricky question, I would say. Yeah. I can see few more people joining. Hi everyone, why are you guys not solving? It seems bad when you guys are just listening. It won't help. Just take my advice, solve the question, or don't solve the question, just hit A, B, C, D, okay, and just tell me the explanation or ask questions from me that why it's happening, how can we solve this question, what's the easy way to solve these questions. But you guys have to ask me and then only I can help you guys. Okay, I can try, but I need to know what all things you are facing. This question typically has nothing to do with, I would say, DBMS. It's a question from basic computers or probably algorithms. But the only thing that makes it DBMS question is the third word here, which is database, table, and some records and tables. But it's a pretty straightforward question. Yeah, aptitude. Correct. So what would be the answer to this, Shantanu? So I hope people are solving this question. Shantanu is solving. Yeah, I can see a few more people joining. Hi everyone, please solve this question. $257. Oh my god, this is the mistake that I was talking about, Shantanu. 257 is not correct. I will give you another 30 seconds. Try to figure out the mistake. 257 is not correct. So to be honest, when I solved this question in the morning, I was pretty lethargic, so I tried to solve it without solving, and I also got 257, but 257 is not correct. Unfortunately, 257 is not correct. So what is happening here is, if we look at the y coordinate, okay, if we look at the y coordinate, what's happening is it starts with 1. Okay, it is not starting with a 3 or something, it's starting with 1. So when I say y is 1, what would be the next y coordinate? It will be 3. Okay, and if I use 3, the next coordinate will be 7, the next coordinate will be 15, and so on. Okay, if you find the pattern, it's 2 raised to the power n minus 1 and not plus 1. So therefore it makes the answer to be 255, not 257. Okay, I hope it's clear. Shantanu, if it's clear, we can move forward. I think I was pretty vague on it, but I am pretty sure you would have understood what I wanted to say. I can see few more people here. If you guys have any questions, you can ask. Yeah, we can move forward to the next question. So I would request people to solve this question. I don't know why people are not solving it. Yeah, so that's important for the spirit as well, right? But it's okay. I think if less people are there, then आपका time बचेगा for the people who are commenting. I would just wait for them and not for other people around. But it's good if you guys comment. If you're not commenting, then also it's fine. It only depends on you. Yeah. Solve this question, Shantanu. I'm sorry. Okay, so Shantanu, for Shantanu first, I'm not pretty much sure about 255 or 127. Please just confirm. Like I'm not pretty sure. Okay, so I think we should solve it. So I think it's option A is correct here. Let me do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. For 4 it's 15. For 5 it will be 31. Yeah, for 6 it will be maybe 64 and 163, it will be 127. Okay, yeah, so 127 will be correct, but I hope the logic was clear here. Yeah, so 127 will be the right answer here. Okay, let's move forward. I hope people are solving this question. This is a good question, I would say. Yeah, so this level of difficulty you guys can expect in your GATE exam. So you guys can ask any question if you have from the previous questions, general questions, or you can solve the questions. It's up to you. So I think with the time in mind, we can take up one more question or maybe two more questions if Shantanu solves them quickly, and then we can call it a day. Three. No, 3 is not correct, Shantanu. Please try again. So I want to know. No, 3 is not correct. 3 is not correct. So are you saying option C or 3 or 6? No, 6 is also not correct. So we'll go step by step. So first we'll do this. Okay, first we'll do this. What's happening here, Shantanu? And what's happening here? So there are two things that will come, and we have to take a natural join of those two databases. Okay, we'll solve it. So first database says that what you have to do is select the borrower. Didn't get this, confused, no problem. I'll try to explain. If you're not able to get that, please stop me and tell me from where to explain again, and I'll try to explain it in a good manner. Okay, so what we are doing is select borrower comma bank manager from loan records. What is loan records? Loan records is the name of the table. Okay, so what this query is doing from here to here, the query is selecting two columns, the first column and the second column. Okay, let me write down here. So you have a borrower and you have a borrower, so B1, and you have a bank manager B2. So it comes from here. And what comes from the second query? Second query says select bank manager and loan amount from the same table. So what the second table says is it is B2 here, and first query selects two column and second query also selects two column, but the columns are different. Okay, so first column B1 B2 and the second query selects B2 and B3. So where B represents the table. Okay, so we have B1 B2 and B2 B3. Now just imagine we have to do a natural join between them. Okay, and when I say natural join, it means that you have to take into consideration the common column. What is the common column here? B2. Now let me pick the first, this here, Ramesh and Sundarajan. Okay, Sundarajan. What is happening here is when you try, so Ramesh, Sundarajan, and this second table will have a Sundarajan 1 lakh. Oh sorry, 10,000. Okay, so this will get merged into one row. Okay, Shantanu, just hear me out properly. Hear me out properly. What would happen is Ramesh, Sundarajan and Sundarajan 10,000 will be available here. Therefore, it get merged. But Ramesh, Sundarajan and Sundarajan 7,000 will also be there in the here in the second table. Therefore, one row of this ultimate join will be a Ramesh, Sundarajan 10,000. The second row will be Ramesh, Sundarajan 7,000. Okay, we have already got two rows. Now when I take Suresh Ramagopal, the Ramagopal in this table, second table, will only have one tuple, which is Ramagopal 5,000. Therefore you will have one tuple as Ramesh Ramagopal 5,000 here. Okay, now when I talk about Mahesh Sundarajan, what would happen is you will have one tuple as Mahesh Sundarajan 7,000 and other tuple as Mahesh Sundarajan 10,000, because you have a Sundarajan here. Okay, you will have two from here as well. Therefore 5 is the correct answer. Take your time, take 30 seconds. If you are not able to solve, I can explain it again. But if it's clear, then we can move forward. Yeah, 5. Now clear. Okay. So it makes me happy when some things that are not clear becomes clear after. If still you have any doubts, you can ask, we can discuss again, because you are the only one here responding properly. I think it's clear, then we can move forward without wasting your time as well. So you can always tell me that it's clear, we should move forward, and let's solve this another question on the same pattern. A bit difficult than the previous one. With the time in mind, I think this would be the last question. What we'll do is we'll just close and take up some general doubts if any, and we can stop here. I can see few more people joining. Those people are 50 minutes late. But this is not a very straightforward question, but I would say a somewhat easy and medium level question, somewhere in between. Sir, this is my first lecture. Can you explain what will be read? Sir, this is my first lecture. Can you explain what will be read? So hi Lakshmi, just wait for 4 minutes, solve this question, and then I can briefly explain what all will be going on in my lecture. Okay, मेरे lecture में क्या क्या होगा, कैसे कैसे होगा, timings क्या रहेंगे, क्या होगा, I'll explain everything. Try to solve this question and then we can discuss. Sure? I hope that makes sense. आप ये question solve करें. This is the last question that we'll discuss today. उसके बाद I'll take up your doubts. If you have some suggestions, I'll take those suggestions as well, and we can move forward, but try solving this question first. I hope people are solving this question. Okay, I can take some. I can just explain Lakshmi as well. Lakshmi, are you listening? आप online हैं क्या? So I'll take classes on Saturdays and Sundays only. 2 classes रहेंगी अपनी, एक Saturday को, एक Sunday को 7:30 पे. Okay, one thing. Other thing is that I've already taken 7 to 8 classes on DBMS. प्रैक्टिस क्लासेस रहेंगी, प्रैक्टिस क्वेश्चंस हम सॉल्व करेंगे, अप्रॉक्स 12 to 15 क्वेश्चंस इन एवरी क्लास. I think today also we have discussed less questions. I think 10 questions, because there were not a lot of students interacting with me, and so we'll stop at 10 to 11 questions today, but usually we cover 12 to 15 questions. And what we do is we go on one by one topic. Okay, so DBMS का अगर आप syllabus देखेंगे, अगर आप मेरी starting की slides देखेंगे, तो उसमें I have covered the top 4-5 topics. Now in the next class I'll finish with the normalization, and I'll discuss a few SQL questions as well. Okay, and as far as next week is concerned, we'll be taking SQL and transaction control, and with I think 6 to 8 classes we'll finish up with DBMS. Okay, so weekdays you guys can read the theory or whatever you want to do. On weekends we can have the practice sessions, and अगर आपको उसका कोई सजेशंस देना है तो वो भी आप दे सकते हैं. अगर आपको कोई जनरल क्वेश्चंस पूछने हैं तो वो भी आप पूछ सकते हैं क्लास के एंड में. ओके, सो दिस इज़ द लास्ट क्वेश्चन दैट विल डिस्कस. उसके बाद आई विल टेक अप क्वेश्चंस जो आपने लक्ष्मी जैसा आपने क्वेश्चन पूछा है. देयर इज़ नथिंग फॉर द फर्स्ट टाइम यू आर कमिंग द लेक्चर. मेरे पास बहुत सारे ऑलरेडी रिकॉर्डेड लेक्चर्स भी हैं, आप वो भी सुन सकते हैं. ओके, तो शांतनु सेज ऑप्शन सी इज इंडीड करेक्ट हियर. So Shantanu, if you know the explanation, you can go have dinner, because we won't be discussing more questions. Okay, so I'll just explain this question for all the people जिनको ये question solve करने में difficulty हुई होगी. So what we are doing here is, we first of all you have to see that select operation किस table पे लगा है. This is on passengers table. So here is the passengers table. What's happening here is, you are seeing जो age है that should be greater than 65. Okay, so age greater than 65, you can find all of them here. And what you are doing is, so I think there is some thing missing here, because you have to take a join of them. Okay, so here you are taking from the reservation, where PID of passenger and reservation are equal. If I see here, you have a 1, you have a 2, and you have a 3. So you can go for only 1, 2 and 3. Okay, so you have a 1, you have a 2, you have a 1, you have a 3. Okay, only these are the viable options from this here. Okay, and now what I say is, class should be AC as well. Now if you see here, class is not AC. If you see here, class is not AC. Okay, so a lot of things are clear from this query itself. But if you see now, what you have to select is PID. Now if you find the PID of this tuple is 1, the PID of this tuple is 3, therefore option C is correct. Okay, I hope this question makes sense. Okay, so this question was okay. So I have some other Shantanu, thank you so much for attending. This question was straightforward than the previous one. Yeah, so this was a straightforward question, but I think there was some, okay, so might be easier for you, but when I solved, it was difficult for me in the morning. Okay, for Lakshmi, if you have any more questions, you can ask right away, and I can surely take up your doubts. I had few more questions, but I would prefer discussing it with more audience, and that is it. Lakshmi, if you have any questions, you can ask right away, and then we can close it for today. Okay, I'll be here for 1 more minute, and then we can close it for today. Yeah. If your friends are looking for a subscription, if you are looking for a subscription, please use my promo code. But please be careful that you are financially sound and you are definitely clear for. I am so late, sir. I am so late. Bye bye, Shantanu. You're so late for what, Lakshmi? I'm not getting your question. If you have a particular question, you can ask. No problem. So you can obviously watch the lecture afterwards as well. After the lecture is completed, if you find the questions interesting, you can obviously go back and watch it afterwards. The other thing is that there is obviously, you guys, there is a time constraint for me as well. Like this time suits for me and it might not suit for you. So you obviously can watch it afterwards. Don't worry about that. You can come tomorrow at 7:30 if it's feasible for you, or maybe watch it afterwards. But watch it if you think that it's giving you some more information than you already have. No problem, no problem. So all the lectures are not interlinked with each other. There is no theory sessions going on. It's just practice sessions. You can just think it of as a mock test that you give before giving exams. And yeah, that's it. Any other questions?
Question. What about?
Okay, so okay, previous lectures. Okay, so I have taken lectures on Unacademy app. There you can just go and search my name, PAARTH GUPTA. You can find my lectures on algorithms. वहाँ पर आपको practice sessions के questions मिल जाएंगे algorithms के. And if you search on the same channel जो आप अभी जहाँ पर हैं, let's crack GATE CSE. There you can find my lectures on algorithms. I have completed full algorithms theory lectures, and you can find database lectures as well on this channel itself. ओके, सो डेटाबेस के आपको प्रैक्टिस सेशंस मिलेंगे और एल्गोरिदम्स के आपको थियरी सेशंस मिलेंगे एंड अनअकैडमी ऐप पे आपको एल्गोरिदम्स के प्रैक्टिस सेशंस भी मिलेंगे. ओके, एनी अदर क्वेश्चन? Okay, if not, then we can close today's class and then we can meet tomorrow. Thank you so much.